So in other words, and to summarize, a change of perspective is basically moving from disconnection, which is the current state of affairs, to interconnectedness. So try to understand how things are connected, why the mosquitoes are related to the rats. That seems very far, but it is very clear when you start seeing things. Moving from a linear thinking, like the consumption economy, that is a linear way of doing things, to a circular way, which is the circular economy, the preservation of matter and energy in useful systems. From silos, which is this topic is here, this topic is here, this topic is here, moving towards emergence, and not emergence as an emergency, but emergence as the property that exists when two elements get all together. There is a property that emerges from those elements being together. So that is emergencia, no es emergencia, es emergente in Spanish. How do you start seeing, instead of parts, you start seeing wholes, like the whole thing, whole enchilada, as they say in Mexico. When you move from analysis, which by the way, we are sick of analysis, and we start moving towards synthesis, how do we understand and make sense of broader things instead of analyzing parts? For instance, I love the example of life, because life cannot be explained by the individual parts, can only be explained when you analyze the whole thing. If you cut an arm of somebody and start analyzing, you don't understand life from there. And finally, how do we move from isolation, which is the current state of individual rights and everything's about oneself, towards relationships, which is basically the way things used to be. If you go back in history, the way societies arranged was around communities, not around individuals. That didn't neglect the fact that communities are formed by individuals. But to me, it's the same as atoms. No? An atom, which is basically the unit of matter that's already there, is conformed by other elements. And each element has its particularities, but when they come together, they create properties that are different and form the elements, which then aggregate and form molecules, and aggregate and forms all sorts of constructions in the universe. So as you see, that metaphor applies to different fields.